Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back. John Megacycle here. Another episode of Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath. This is a request from MegacycleEntertainment.com, so thanks again for submitting your challenges there. Let's see. I'll go ahead and get right to it. New skirmish. This one is from Kyle Michael John Pratt. Not too sure who or what that exactly is, but could have been a bunch of people. But anyway, this is from Facebook. Oh, that's cool. Seeing a request from Facebook. Haven't seen that in a while. Super weapons are allowed. Lowest amount available for resources. I mentioned this before in other challenges, but I'll mention it here as well. I do have on the website like lowest, lower, normal, higher, highest when it comes to resources with how you want the commanders to play. Not only me, but the other commanders as well. And like generals allows you to go lower. I think the red alert ones allow you to go lower. And that sort of a thing. This is just one of those that it's 10,000, that's it. Probably because the game coders couldn't code it properly to have the AI manage that little amount of money, but whatever. Anyway, challenge request is I've seen you do demonstrations of the turtle, rusher, steamroller, and balance strategies, but I've not, can't read, brain stopped, but I haven't seen you do a demonstration of the Guerilla strategy. I would like you to do so. You will play as the Brotherhood of Nod against a harder, brutal, balanced GDI AI with no handicap on either side. Good luck. Super weapons are allowed. That's cool. I'm down with that. What he's really talking about is the AI personality. Random is very straightforward. It can pick any. Balanced does a fair job, quote-unquote fair. I've seen the balanced AI go just dumb after like 5 minutes, but balance is supposed to manage defensive, economy, and offensive fairly evenly, so it's ramping up a constant economic growth while it's building up its army. A rusher does not concern much or at all for base defenses, but pushes as quickly as they can. Slap together some infantry, go. Get another refinery, get some vehicles, go. Just there's no question, just keep the enemy knocked back. That's the plan with the rusher. Turtle is the exact opposite of the rusher. The turtle stays in their corner, they hunker down, they tech up, they build mega defenses. They're building, these are the fortress builders. Those are the turtles, those turtle AI personalities. Guerilla is what we'll talk about today, but the steamroller is like the rusher, but it's all about timing. The rusher will attack as soon as they can, as soon as they're ready. There's not, oh, I'll wait till I have 10 tanks. That's not it. They will move as soon as they can. Steamroller is in that same regard, but they'll take longer. So instead of rushing immediately at like the 2-minute mark, they'll wait till 5 minutes so they have 10 tanks, 20 rocket troopers, some machine gun infantry. They've got a big mass of crap. That's the difference between the rusher and the steamroller. Guerilla is kind of a delicate mix in between a rusher and a balanced, maybe. The way I've seen the Guerilla play for the AI is what they'll do is they'll immediately strike with some aircraft. They'll try to figure out what's going on, but every time I played against a Guerilla, it's always been aircraft. So that's how we're going to start. We're going to build maybe 3 or 4 Venoms, see if we can start picking at them a little bit. We're not going to defend up too hard, but we are going to build 1 or 2 defensive structures. So it's going to be this mix between turtle and maybe steamroller. But based on our first attack, we're going to decide what are the exposure points, and we're going to do it a little smarter. So we're going to build exactly the opposite of what the enemy's building, so we can make sure in the rock, paper, scissors thing, so to speak, we've got them under wraps. Anyway, balanced, hard, GDI, resources are set, map is pipeline problems. Let's hit this thing. Now let's see, what do I need for, I need an ops center. Ops center does not need a war factory. So we're going to go power plant refinery. I'm ignoring the civilian structures on the map. I know there's a couple of turrets and an EMP here. There's also a Tiberium spike and a hovel, a mutant hovel right there, but that's not my concern. Right now, I just want to get a good push on the enemy, going Guerilla. Like I said, to me it feels kind of rusher-ish, but it definitely isn't steamroller. But it still is paying attention enough to the enemy, so we might be spending a lot of time just staring at the enemy's base, if I'm honest. We're gonna go War Factory. I do want to emphasize economy. I kind of thought my build order through, and going right to Ops Center and then air tower would get us 1 or 2 Venoms on the quick, but we would completely hose ourselves economically. What I should have done more is I should have also watched how the AI works when they play as Guerilla. So we're going to go right to Op Center. We're not even going to build another power plant. So what this is going to do is the Op Center is going to allow us to upgrade that power plant. So we're going to go offline for a few seconds, which is fine. We're just going to go offline for 8 because that's what the power plant time is going to take once we're offline. And however my human fingers can do it. Oh, it's 6. Could have sworn it was 8. Maybe that's for GDI, or that depends on how hemorrhaging you are. We're going to go right to air tower. It's $900 for a Venom. So it gives us at least a Venom when we're ready, but we're still producing harvesters as well. Oh, no. Yeah, we burnt through that money pretty quick, didn't we? Construction complete. New construction options. Now we can do is we can sell off our... Oh, you know what? I did the exact opposite of what I said I was going to do, didn't I? Oh, the mind. The mind plays fun tricks. Anyway, let's see what we've got over here, and then we'll build accordingly. Oh! Run. Dang it. Well, this got interesting in a hurry, didn't it? Yeah, the whole point of me building the Op Center was so I could upgrade a power plant and save the money, but that's okay. Okay, we're going to have to do a little bit of fancy footwork to make this function the way I want it to, but that's okay. The Guerilla is supposed to be able to sneak attack enemy forces and pick them off one by one, separating them. So we're going to do that. Pick that apart, back for repairs. Then we're going to go right back out. So the Rusher really commits all of his army right up front, do or die, pretty much. We're going to do a little bit of hit and run. We're going to do some scouting. We're going to see what the enemy's up to. And we're going to see what we can do for ourselves. So I need that upgraded. Let's get another refinery online, and then we'll be sitting pretty good there. Yep, they've already captured it. We're going to go ahead and screw this up. If they have EMP control, that means they can use it against my Air Force. That absolutely murders Air Force in a heartbeat. There's no question about it. I don't want to take that risk. Yeah, this is going to take a bloody fortnight. It's going to take a fortnight. On hold. Cancelled. Construction complete. Training. Now we're building a base that's pretty compact, and the reason for that... Can these things shoot air? I think they can. Doesn't say. I'm pretty sure they can, though. The reason why I'm keeping my base pretty compact is because I'm not building any defenses. Speaking of which, one shredder turret would be good to at least detect stealth. Screw that up and then come back. Yeah, that's the linchpin in the whole plan right there, is if they are able to fire that off. Keep this big and spread. I want to make sure we've got good coverage. Oh my god. This is the choice I made. Such a bad choice. I was hoping to pass right through this, see that they were not using it, and then go for other stuff. But, I mean, we're here, we're dealing with it, no big what. This won't take too much longer.
Metacraft ready for liftoff. We have them on radar. Heading there now. Metacraft ready for liftoff. Patrol craft.
Once we get a big pack of these guys, this is going to be actually effective. Trust me. Just hang on to your butts. This will actually be effective. Paralyze that. Great. Up here. Get him. Get him. Get him. Keeping an eye on your opponent and their army is the most important part of playing Guerilla. Being able to react to the slightest nuances. It's almost a bit more poetic. I might be giving the Guerilla tactic a little too much credit, but I'm doing wide sweeps. I'm staring at my minimap. We've got pretty good overall control. They're spending a lot of money on engineers. Fine by me. No complaints. We're not going directly to their base, but I'm making sure that we're keeping an eye on what's happening. Now, we need to start changing our order here. I'm noticing pit bulls. I'm noticing some heavy anti-air stuff here. That's just going to tear us apart. So I want this force to recharge a bit. With these Scorpion tanks, I'll be able to take care of the pit bulls without a problem. Yeah, being vigilant and watching what your opponent is doing is the biggest part, in my opinion, of playing Guerilla. Let's go ahead and queue up a few more tanks.
Construction complete.
The Scorpion's ready.
Venom craft ready for liftoff. Control craft. Right.
We're gonna go hit their harvesters with those venoms.
Get out there.
Yep, exactly what I thought. They were gonna swing over here. You guys, blue stuff immediately.
Received.
It's an interesting waypoint path they're figuring out.
The
Venom
Scorpion's
craft ready for
ready.
liftoff.
Base sighted.
Get that. Get that. No, get that. Get that. Get that. Off.
Trained right on them.
Look at that.
Ready for liftoff. On radar.
Get that AA. I don't know if we can finish it off.
Don't lose them.
Nope. Nope, not worth it. And slingshots. Okay, good thing I pulled back.
Tank division. Got it.
Now, they're doing a much better job expanding. It's fine.
Closing in.
We're also still paying attention. We're not losing a ton of troops to make this work.
Get going.
And I'm going to flop you down right here. Give us a little more range.
Got it.
See anything?
Okay, this is getting interesting. They're playing against our plays.
In position.
The slingshots, the AAs, that's starting to really scream that they're paying attention, which is good to see.
On hold.
I want a flame tank instead.
Venom craft ready for liftoff. Control craft. Copy
Let's
that.
see, have they captured this stuff over here?
Let's get out there.
We're done with Venoms for now. Okay, good.
Go ahead.
Unit under attack.
What's the plan? Lanes to rise.
Our base is under attack.
Fire.
See anything? Gotcha.
The freaking mouse, what's with you today?
Let's get out there. On the
Retreat, let the turrets do all the work.
and close upon them. Scorpion tank. Lane tank ready.
Repairing.
Clear.
Man, you jerks are... Oh, God, more slingshots. Seriously?
In position.
We're done with Air Force. Now it's time for us to really pay attention and really get the work done.
Take 'em on.
Our base is under attack.
Okay, I'm sitting on way too much
On
cash.
patrol. Copy that.
Unit promoted.
Confirmed. Check.
Freaking slingshots, seriously.
Closing in on them.
Can we do a little bit of damage before we're noticed? Power plants are traditionally weaker structures, so I was really hoping we could actually get some power in there. Yep. Really glad I sold that airfield. Playing adaptable.
Yep.
An important part of playing Guerilla is playing adaptable. Good. Time for Cloak Field.
Select target. Select target.
Good enough. Let's go.
Tank division.
Don't lose them. Check.
Wow, while they were bringing all those slingshots to my base, their base is pretty completely... Yeah. Nothing. Good reserves of cash. Happy with that. Shredder turrets.
What's the plan?
Construction.
Now they dare. Lanes will not yield nothing.
Keep on them.
Don't ever hesitate to queue orders. Get out, get out, get out, get out.
We have them on radar. Don't lose them.
Tank division.
That's one of the things to make sure that all the aggressors are being attacked
Backing down.
as soon as able, and your units just aren't dinking around. One of the worst things that can happen is if your units are just standing there while others are in the same battalion or in a firefight.
We got this handled. Not backing down. Tanks well.
Keep on them. Sure thing.
We got this handled. Embrace your destiny.
Okay, we gotta screw up some of their economy. We gotta start messing with them. They've got a lot of tanks.
No match for the Scorpion.
They're not going anywhere.
And it actually looks like I'm gonna go back to Air Force.
Building.
Look at that.
We are.
Very second I said that. Ours are looking good.
All right. Tracking target.
Construction complete.
Confirmed.
Work on their Air Force.
We're trained right
Their
on.
Air Force, their expansion. Yeah, this balanced is looking pretty solid, if I'm going to be absolutely honest. They seem to be doing a pretty robust job of trying to keep us under wraps.
Training. Unit promoted. Repairing. Construction complete.
None can stop us.
Just got to finish off the
Looking
slingshots.
clear.
The Scorpion's ready.
We got 'em.
Yep, start picking off tanks.
Unit under attack.
Get that expansion.
Keep on 'em.
Okay, now come back.
Our base is under attack.
Yeah, our base is under attack because I'm attacking it.
Silos moving.
Big surprise, right?
Lane tank.
Here's the tanks we saw earlier.
The Scorpion's ready.
They're not going anywhere. Ready for liftoff.
Okay. Whew. This map has been a bit of a cluster, not gonna lie.
Promoted.
The Scorpions
Venom craft ready for liftoff.
cleansing fire. Ashes will fall and close
What is
upon
it?
them.
See anything?
I don't know what you think you're doing with that engineer or these tanks, but you can't keep it. GDI tanks are a little heavier than our Scorpions, so you've got to match them in number.
Respect
How's it looking?
Our base is under attack.
Venom craft ready for liftoff.
Wow.
What is it?
the Scorpions ready.
The way the AI is playing, it's almost indicative as if it's a steamroller. Lots of common units, a ton of them. But yeah, it's all been tanks. It's all been these stupid Predator tanks.
Take it slow.
On patrol. Yep.
The Scorpions
See
ready.
anything?
Pretty soon here, I want to take another run at their power infrastructure, and then the whole base is ours. Only thing I'm really waiting on are those AA cannons to go offline. Here's this. Here's this. That's enough Venoms.
On hold. Repairing.
That's enough of all this. I need to build back up my budget.
Patrol ground.
I want to have a little bit of cashy money on hand before we do anything crazy.
Enemy base sighted.
There. I see the glow. It
What is
must
it?
be purified.
You freaking thought you could expand. Don't think so, son.
Guard the
I don't
tanks
think
well.
so. Oh,
Yep. Go ahead.
Look at the flame.
Tiberium
whatever. They're just gonna run into my base. That's fine.
Embrace your destiny.
Keep with the push.
Purified.
unit promoted.
Just slingshots, really. Right? Right. We'll build a laser turret that'll greet them right when they come into my base. This. Just rampage. We got flame tanks in the whole nine. Go crazy. The Venoms will keep the tanks off your back.
Construction complete. Training.
Hey guys. No, no, no. It's cool. Stay a while. I insist. Get that, please.
Venom craft ready for
Embrace
liftoff.
your destiny. Time. Yes.
Train right on.
Oh, whoops. I got confused. Who I had for what?
We're trained right on.
Unit promoted.
Promotions, new units.
Looking clear. Venom craft ready for liftoff. Tracking target.
Embrace your
They're not
destiny.
going anywhere.
Good. Good push, good mix of units. Still paying attention to what's going on. I'm going to take the Venoms and do a little scouting. They did capture that gun turret.
Heading there now. Go ahead.
Under attack.
Let's see. No structures.
Venom craft ready
We're going to swing over here and see what we can do. Then we're going to move with the main ground force to take out that AA.
Patrol ground.
And they look offline anyhow.
Ready for liftoff.
Or they've powered off some structures.
Keep on.
Now they're offline. Attack move. Go to town, boys.
Looking Venom craft ready for liftoff.
Now, I'm going to manually give micro orders to my units, to the Venoms anyway, to make sure that we concentrate on power infrastructure. I do not want these guys coming back online at all.
On
That's
hold.
good.
Cancel.
Mix up some other stuff.
See anything?
Keep the ground battle right where we need it. In our control. Get that.
On radar.
Do not toy with the power of the flame.
They're not going
Unit
anywhere.
promoted.
Nice.
Coordinates set. Keep on. Heading there now.
When you're playing as Rusher or Turtle or Steamroller or what have you, it's pretty much assumed where your eyes should be. When you're Guerilla, you need to pay a bit more attention, in my opinion, of what's going on so you can react appropriately. If you can't react appropriately, then there's no point in like playing as a Guerilla. But moved in with the Air Force like we said we were going to, pulled back, there were slingshots all over the frick. Pretty solid there. We didn't lose our whole army at any time. We lost some numbers, don't get me wrong there. But we were making sure that we had the proper counter to what they had. Now, I could have cranked out a bunch of missile infantry, which would have been also a really good point. But unfortunately, I didn't. I didn't have my barracks up soon enough. So we were just cranking out Venoms, Scorpions, all that stuff. Worked out pretty nice, though. No complaints. Perfect representation of Guerilla? Nah. I think this was a little sloppy on my part, but I think you get the idea. It's really the follow-through that makes it different, but you get the theory. That's half the battle right there, is understanding the theory of how something's supposed to work, and then, like, building it and doing it yourself. You might be a lot better at pulling this off than I am, but I'm more of a... It depends on my mood. I'm either balanced or maybe a turtle, maybe a rusher. You know, it all depends on how I'm feeling. But I think that might be a proper idea, anyway, like I said, of the Guerilla. So, how did we do? Units, yeah. GDI was doing pretty good pushing us back as well. They had a bunch of the tanks, and they switched right over to slingshots. That was actually a really good point, too, on playing Guerilla. It almost kind of felt like they were kind of matching us as well, whereas I struck the first blow, I said Venoms. They swung back and they said Pitbulls, and then I swung back with more Venoms. They swung back with slingshots, and then I swung back with Scorpions. So you've got that ebb and flow, that mix that keeps going back and forth between two commanders, and being able to recognize that is what makes a commander good. I don't care if someone says they've got one strategy works every single time. I want to see a commander where that strategy didn't work, and they have to think on their feet and move and be agile. That's awesome. That's what I like to see. But anyway, that's it for me. That's another challenge in the books. Thanks for joining me, guys. This has been John Megacycle, and I will catch you next time.